This story starts on the windswept plains of southern Alberta more than 100 years ago. 7 First Nations gathered here at Blackfoot Crossing to sign a treaty with the Crown. Among them, the Siksika chief, Crowfoot.
He represents Siksika Nation and who we are. It's part of our identity.
This site now home to this historical park, operated by the Siksika Band, a showcase for Blackfoot culture. But something is missing. Sacred ceremonial regalia once worn by Crowfoot, absent for more than a century.
That's what we believe he was wearing when they signed the treaty, which is why that's the significance of it as well. You know, having that come home is almost like it's having like a full circle of his return.
To uncover the story of where Crowfoot's possessions have been, you have to travel to the other side of the Atlantic. Shortly after Crowfoot signed Treaty 7, his ceremonial regalia wound up here at the Royal Albert Memorial Museum in Exeter, either on display or here in the museum stores ever since.
Wow.
But now there's a campaign to bring those artifacts home and display them there. So far, the local council that owns the museum here has said, not yet. Officials say they worry if the artifacts are returned, will they be properly cared for?
And that the place where they're going to be displayed actually is properly run and managed and has the right equipment for conserving the items.
Alberta Premier Jason Kenney has weighed in, writing a letter to officials in the UK saying that bar has been met, urging them to repatriate the artifacts, saying it would be a great act of reconciliation with Canada's Indigenous people. One recipient of that letter, the UK's former Secretary of Culture and the MP for Exeter. Is the UK doing enough to get these colonial artifacts back where they came from?
I think we can always do more. We're doing better than we did, and we've certainly taken a policy and a moral decision that it is right in certain circumstances to repatriate.
So there is reason for optimism. The UK is reviewing how it deals with colonial artifacts like these. A decision to return this regalia could happen as soon as July. The end of a long journey home for Chief Crowfoot's belongings, returning them to his final resting place and giving this story a fitting ending. Aaron Collins, CBC News, London.